So here we are again at the last Wednesday of the month meeting for the BSFA in London. We're at the Artillery Arms, our usual venue. The first of this month's guests, Andrew Wallace, will be doing a book reading from one of his latest works.
And this piece I'm reading from tonight is from my upcoming new compressed novel, Celebrity Werewolf. In which a suave lycanthrope called Gig Danvers appears in a near future post-UK England. 7 feet tall, with a proper snout instead of a hairy human face, Gig is a werewolf all the time, regardless of the full moon or time of day. Despite his appearance, he is a decent, profoundly moral being who wants to use his powers for good. However, he is hindered by his past, which he has no knowledge of, his status as the only supernatural being in the world, and the brutal rise of fascism in England, as England teeters on the brink of civil war. This sequence takes place shortly after Gig's mysterious arrival in a field in Kent. It's evening, and he finds himself in a village. The village was one of those quaint ones, beloved of a certain type of politician. There was a green, a couple of pubs, and a traffic system that could no longer cope, although the roads were empty when I arrived. The first person I saw was a drunk man, focused on pretending to be sober by walking in a straight line, as if he was on a tightrope between 2 skyscrapers. "All right," he said. "Yes, thanks," I said. "You?" "Oh, mustn't grumble," he said, and staggered carefully off. The encounter gave me confidence, which meant I was smiling when I saw the next man. His reaction was different. He turned, ran into a wall, bounced off, and then got out a phone, which he dropped. "Werewolf!" he shouted. "Yes," I said. "Good evening." A car approached and slowed the way cars do when the driver simply takes her foot off the accelerator and lets entropy do the rest. There were 2 other women in the car, young, wearing expensive clothes. One started screaming, the other went to sleep, and the driver just kept staring. The shouty man now had an audience of 3 attractive women, which complicated things as he tried to think of a way to impress them while dealing with his own terror. He picked up his phone, took a photo of me with it, then dialed a number. "Baz, I'm on the green. Get over here and bring the shotgun." "What's the need for all that?" I said. "Silver!" screamed the woman in the car, who was screaming. The man slapped himself. "Baz, bring that candlestick on your mum's windowsill." "No, mate, no, the silver one." He ended the call, nodded, and smiled as if to reassure me that all would be well. The screaming woman's voice quickly grew hoarse. She jabbed the driver and gasped, "Drive!" The driver accelerated again, but seemed to have forgotten the other activities required to operate a car, and headed for the side of a house. I leaped over and pressed my hands against the car's front bumper. The car jolted and stalled. The screaming woman got out and ran. The driver kept her gaze on me as she eased from the car, opened the rear door, and pulled the sleeping woman out. One of the sleeping woman's shoes came off. It was blue and very shiny. The sleeping woman woke up, looked at the shoe as if there was an impossible decision to be made. She left it, kicked the other one off, then she and the driver ran away. They passed a man running across the green carrying a shotgun and a silver candlestick, which he threw at the first man. "Baz, you told! Throw it at the werewolf!" "Well, you throw it at the werewolf!" Baz screamed. "I'm busy!" He stopped about 10 metres away and took aim. I ducked behind the car as Baz opened fire. Glass crashed behind me, followed by more shouts and screams from inside the house. Baz fired again, and the car jerked. "My car!" the driver shouted from some way off. Baz broke open the shotgun with a click. Before he could reload, I jumped over the top of the car and landed in front of him. "Mate," Baz said to the other man, "do something." The candlestick hit Baz in the side of the head. Baz dropped the shotgun and fell over. The other man ran across, picked up the candlestick and jabbed me with it. Nothing happened, so he jabbed me with it again. "It's not working," he said. "Well, I'm terribly sorry," I told him. Baz got up, rubbed his head and glared at the first man. We stood there for a bit. "I'm calling the police!" an elderly lady yelled, waving a whole landline telephone at us from the other side of the shot-out window. "You should probably take that shotgun home," I told Baz, who nodded. "I can't get a dial tone," the old woman muttered. "Yeah, you've pulled the cable out," I told her. The first man handed Baz the candlestick as the 3 young women from the car reappeared and stopped nearby. The one who'd been asleep approached as if her legs were more eager than the rest of her, retrieved the shoes and put them on. "Limited edition," she said to Baz and the other man, and "Limited edition" to me, as if I was from abroad and shouting would help with translation. "Very nice," I said. "Where are you from?" Baz asked me. "I don't know," I said. "Are you an angel?" the driver said. "He's a werewolf," the formerly screaming woman said, her voice still raspy. "Hardly angel material, is he?" "I don't know about being an angel," I said. "I just feel this incredible love." "See," the driver said. "Angel. He's not a proper werewolf anyway." "How do you know what a proper werewolf is, Donna?" the woman who'd been asleep said. "It's day," said Donna. "There's no full moon. The silver didn't work, and he hasn't bitten anyone." "Oh, I don't do that," I said, before uttering the phrase that would haunt me more than any other. "I'm a lover, not a biter."